This truck is almost 50 years old. It starts every single morning. That brand new $80,000 pickup, it's 8 months old and it's already on a flatbed heading back to the dealer. Again, somewhere along the way, the truck stopped being a tool and started being a payment. Screens that die the day your warranty ends. Engine so complicated that a single sensor can cost you $4,000 to fix. They call it progress. I call it a trap, because the trucks that actually last weren't built for comfort. They were built to never quit. Today we're counting down 10 old trucks modern pickups still can't beat, and 3 that practically never break down. The kind you buy once and drive for the rest of your life. And stick around for number 1, because it's the last truck Toyota ever built to a standard instead of a price. Once you see why, you'll never trust a new one again. Number 10. Let's start with a little one most people forget ever existed. The 1977 Ford Bronco half cab was the last of a breed. A compact pickup with a short bed, built before anyone decided trucks needed to weigh 4 tons to be taken seriously. Here's what made it special. It rode on a fully boxed frame with solid axles front and rear and a small V8 that asked for almost nothing. No computer, no drama. A rancher could fix it in a field with the tools behind the seat. Now you're probably thinking a truck this small couldn't handle real work. That's exactly what people thought back then too. So owners took them straight into the desert and ran them in races like the Baja 1000, and they finished while bigger, fancier trucks blew up in the dirt behind them. That's the part the modern truck world doesn't want you to remember. You don't need size to be tough. You need simplicity. A light truck with nothing to break will outlast a heavy one packed with things that can't. But as clever as this little Ford was, the next truck on our list took that same idea and supersized it, and it became one of the most beloved work trucks America ever built. Number 9. Number 9 is a truck you've definitely seen rusting away in a barn or still hauling firewood down a back road. The 1986 Chevrolet K10, from the generation everyone now calls the square body. This was Chevy engineering at its most honest. A thick ladder frame, solid axles, leaf springs, and a 350 small block V8 under the hood. It didn't make huge power. It didn't need to. It made torque, and it made it forever. Here's the line that says it all. Thousands of these are still running today, and plenty of owners have crossed 300,000 miles on the original engine and transmission. Try that with a truck built last year. And this is where the real difference shows up. A modern truck throws a check engine light, and you're towed to a dealer who plugs in a proprietary computer. The square body, as the old-timers say, you can diagnose it with a wrench and your nose. Honestly, a basic code reader is all most owners ever need. A $30 plug-in scanner tells you more than a dealer visit that costs you $300. When the snow gets deep or the pavement runs out, this old Chevy still embarrasses trucks worth 10 times as much. But the next one on our list wasn't just tough. It had attitude. Number 8. Number 8 is the truck that proved a workhorse could have a personality. The 1980 Jeep J10 Honcho rolled out with bold decals, denim-style seats, and a swagger most pickups never had. But underneath the style was the real story. Body-on-frame construction, big solid axles, a stout V8, and Jeep's proven four-wheel drive system. This was a truck that looked like a show pony and worked like a mule. People used these as chase trucks in brutal desert races, loading them with gear and parts and beating them across terrain that would crack a modern truck's fancy independent suspension in half. Owners tell stories of taking Honchos deep into forests where newer trucks simply couldn't follow. And here's the part that stings. Today's pickups chase soft rides and quiet cabins, so they build suspensions that feel nice on the highway but fold under real abuse. The Honcho was built backwards from that. Comfort came last, survival came first. That trade-off, comfort versus survival, is the whole secret of this list, and no truck ever made that trade harder than the diesel monster sitting at number 7. Number 7. Number 7 might be the single most respected engine ever bolted into a pickup, the 1991 Dodge Ram 250 with the 5.9-liter Cummins, the legendary 12-valve. Now here's the strange part. This engine made only around 160 horsepower. On paper, that's weak, but it made a wall of torque, and torque is what moves loaded trailers up mountains. Horsepower sells trucks. Torque does the work. What makes this Cummins immortal is what it doesn't have. No computer controlling the fuel. No fragile electronics. A purely mechanical injection system that can run 500,000 miles on basic maintenance. Farmers and haulers bought these new and are still pulling livestock trailers with them today. And this is exactly where modern diesels fall apart. They're buried in emissions equipment and sensors. The kind of systems that throw a warning light and leave you with a repair bill that can run into the thousands. The old Cummins just runs. Keep clean fuel and good oil in it, and it'll outlive the truck around it. A 500,000-mile engine sounds unbeatable, but the next truck on our list wasn't built to survive a job site. It was built to survive a war. Number 6. Number 6 is where this list stops being about civilians and starts being about combat. The Kaiser Jeep M37 was built during the Vietnam War as the military's purpose-built pickup, and it threw comfort straight out the window. Everything about it was made to be fixed by a soldier in the mud. Flat steel body panels you could replace in the field. A simple inline engine, heavy-duty leaf springs, and a front winch strong enough to drag the truck out of almost anything. It wasn't fast and it wasn't pretty. Soldiers nicknamed it the 5-quarter for its payload rating, but it could survive floods, jungles, and mountain trails that would strand anything with a touchscreen and a turbo. After the war, fire departments and forestry crews grabbed them for exactly that reason. Think about what that really means. An engineer designing for war assumes everything will go wrong and builds so the truck survives anyway. An engineer designing a modern luxury pickup assumes nothing will go wrong and builds something that's helpless the moment it does. That war-built toughness is rare, but the next truck on our list took it global and became the single most trusted vehicle in the harshest corners of the planet. Number 5. Number 5 is a truck that earned its reputation in places where a breakdown doesn't mean a tow. It means you're stranded 100 miles from anyone. The 1978 Toyota Land Cruiser FJ 45 pickup. Built on Toyota's bulletproof Land Cruiser bones, it paired a simple, torquey inline engine with solid axles and a body-on-frame build that shrugged off abuse. And critically, you could fix the whole thing with a basic toolkit. This is why you'll still find 40-year-old FJ 45s working today across Africa and South America, hauling water, carrying supplies, even serving as makeshift ambulances. In places where failure isn't an option, people don't trust the newest truck. They trust the one that's already proven it won't quit. Let that sink in. The most demanding truck buyers on Earth, people whose lives depend on the vehicle starting, chose a simple, old Toyota over anything modern. That's not nostalgia. That's a verdict. And it's a verdict that points straight at our top trucks later. But first, the next truck on our list became a legend by crossing an entire continent without a single major failure. Number 4. Number 4 was built for one job, and the job was survival. The 1984 Land Rover Defender, a 110 pickup. The first year the Defender name appeared, and an instant icon of go-anywhere toughness. It rode on a steel ladder frame with lightweight body panels and dead simple manual 4-wheel drive. It wasn't quick, but it was nearly unstoppable, and just as importantly, it was built to be repaired in the middle of nowhere with hand tools. British military used them. Safari outfits used them. Aid groups used them in the most broken down corners of the world. And in one famous run, an early Defender crossed the entire African continent, heat, sandstorms, brutal trails, without a single major failure. Now picture a brand new luxury truck attempting that same crossing. The air suspension, the dozens of sensors, the touch screen that controls basic functions, every one of those is a thing that can strand you. More features doesn't mean more capable. Often it means more ways to fail. That truth gets sharper with every truck left on this list. And the next one is the truck that basically invented the idea of an unbreakable American 4x4. Number 3. Number 3 is the grandfather of every tough truck on this list. The 1946 Dodge Power Wagon came straight out of World War II machinery and went to work for America's hardest jobs. It had a brute strength chassis, live axles, manual locking hubs, and a power takeoff that could run a winch strong enough to pull itself out of a swamp. This was one of the most capable factory 4x4s of its entire era, and it set the template everything else copied. Here's the unbelievable part. Many of these trucks from the 1940s are still working today, not in museums, but on ranches and fire lines. During wildfires in the 1950s, forestry crews trusted power wagons to haul water tanks deep into the hills where lesser trucks would overheat or snap an axle. And there are documented cases of these trucks being rebuilt in the field with hand tools. Stop and think about that. You cannot rebuild a modern pickup in a field. You can barely change its headlight without a form tutorial and a special socket. We didn't move forward. In a lot of ways, we moved backward. 80 years of proof is hard to argue with, but the next truck on our list is, pound for pound, maybe the most unkillable machine the U.S. military ever issued. Number 2. Number 2 is a truck most people have never heard of, and that's a shame, because it might be the toughest thing on four wheels here. The 1953 Dodge M37 military workhorse. A simple flathead 6, a 4-speed manual, a 2-speed transfer case, and solid axles on heavy leaf springs. It was rated for 3/4 of a ton, but soldiers routinely loaded it far past that, hauling gear and artillery across terrain that had no roads at all. The genius was in what it could survive. A waterproof ignition let it drive through water without stalling. It could be patched up with basic tools and a length of wire. Top speed was only about 55 miles an hour, but speed was never the point. Not quitting was the point. And here's the thing. Modern marketing will never tell you. A truck that does one job perfectly for 70 years is worth more than a truck that does 50 jobs adequately for 5. Simplicity isn't a downgrade. Simplicity is the upgrade. It's the whole reason these old trucks refuse to die, which brings us to the trucks you actually came here for. Because knowing which old trucks are legends is one thing, but knowing which ones you can still buy today and drive for the rest of your life, that's where the real money is saved. Here are the 3 that practically never break down. Now, everything so far has been about respect. Old legends that still humble modern pickups. But these next 3 are different. These are trucks you can realistically find, buy, and own today without ever fearing a repair bill that ends your weekend. 3 trucks that practically never break down. And we're counting these down too, because the third one is great, the second one is incredible. But the first one is the truck I'd stake my own money on over anything sitting on a dealer lot right now. Never breaks down. Number 3. The third truck that practically never breaks down is the 1990s Ford F-150, the one enthusiasts lovingly call the OBS, or old body style. I had a guy roll one into the shop with a 4.9 liter inline 6 and over 400,000 miles on the original engine. Never been opened up, not once. Meanwhile, brand new truck owners were waiting months for back-ordered computer chips just to get their trucks running again. The reason is simple. This Ford was built back when serviceability was the priority. Everything is easy to reach. No fragile turbos, no proprietary computer needed to reset basic functions. Most repairs are a set of sockets and a Saturday afternoon. A decent socket set is genuinely all you need to keep one of these alive for decades. You can grab a solid one for around $6,000, put a little work in, and have a truck that'll still be running when your grandkids are learning to drive. But it's not my number 1, because the next truck takes reliability to a level even Ford couldn't match. Never breaks down. Number 2. The second truck that almost never breaks down is the GMT 800 Chevy Silverado, built from 1999 to 2006. In a lot of shops, this one's just called the gold standard. I knew a masonry contractor who bought one new and loaded it with bricks and mortar every single working day for 20 years. He crossed 330,000 miles, and his only major repair in all that time was a fuel pump and some brake lines. That's it. The heart of it is the LS-based V8, widely considered one of the most reliable engines ever put in a pickup. And here's the key. These came before cylinder deactivation systems, the gas-saving tech in newer trucks that's notorious for chewing up lifters and grenading engines. The GMT800 is the sweet spot. Modern enough to be comfortable, simple enough to be immortal. There's really just one weak spot worth knowing. These trucks are famous for rusty brake lines in cold, salty climates. Spend a little on a good rust prevention treatment and stay ahead of it, and the truck is basically bulletproof. You can find a clean one for $8,000 to $10,000, but it's still not my number one, because the last truck on this list is the only one I genuinely call buy it once. Never breaks down, number one. And the number one truck that practically never breaks down, the one I'd buy over anything on a dealer lot today, is the first generation Toyota Tundra with the 4.7 liter I-Force V8. Let me tell you about a retired carpenter who picked one up used with 150,000 miles already on it. His friends laughed and said it was too small to be a real truck. 10 years later, he's passed 350,000 miles, and his total repair bill outside of normal maintenance has been almost nothing. The laughing stopped a long time ago. Here's why this truck is the crown jewel. That V8 was derived from a heavy-duty SUV engine built for extreme durability, then over-engineered so far that hitting 300,000 miles is just normal. And this was the last era where Toyota built a truck to a standard, not to a price. The door hinges, the seat frames, the chassis, everything feels heavier and more honest than what's built today. Now, 2 insider tips so you buy a good one. First, this engine uses a timing belt, not a chain, so budget around $800 every 90,000 miles to replace it. It's mandatory, not optional. Second, in salty states, check the frame near the rear springs for rust before you buy. Get those 2 things right, and you've found a truck that will genuinely outlive most of the people watching this. You can still find a clean one for under $12,000. And when you buy a truck like this, you're not really buying a truck. You're buying freedom from an $80,000 loan and a truck that loses a fifth of its value the second you drive it home. Let the other guy make the payments. You just drive. So there it is. 10 old trucks that modern pickups still can't touch, and 3 you can actually buy today and drive for the rest of your life. The lesson under all of it is simple. Somewhere along the line, the truck industry stopped selling you machines and started selling you payments. More screens, more sensors, more things that fail the moment your warranty does. But the old iron is still out there, still running, still proving that simple beats complicated every single time. So before you sign for that shiny new truck and that $800 a month payment, ask yourself one honest question. Do you want a status symbol or do you want freedom? If this hit home, do me a favor and hit subscribe and tell me down in the comments which one of these trucks you'd park in your driveway tomorrow.